All right. So welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today for the Leveraging AI and Automation in Field Service webinar. My name is Tina from the Zinier team, and joining me today is our speaker, Mark Maynard. Just a little housekeeping before we get started. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the question box in your Zoom control panel. We'll have some time for questions at the end. In addition, we are recording this session and we'll make it available for everyone within a few days' time. Now, without further ado, we'll turn it over to Mark to introduce himself.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. Welcome, everyone. I'm so glad that you all made it today. My name is Mark Maynard. I've been in technology for over 15 years. I've held a variety of positions and worked for companies such as T-Mobile, Verizon Wireless, Oracle, Click Software, and I've partnered with a variety of other companies such as Sprint, AT&T, ADP, CenturyLink, SAP, Salesforce. So why is this important, you ask? Well, I've seen a lot. I've been able to understand what companies try to accomplish and how honest they are in trying to help customers be successful. And with this experience comes some value. And that brings me to Zinier. I work for Zinier because they put customer success at the front of everything that they do. I truly believe that they are a disruptor in the marketplace today. Now, I'm not here specifically to talk about Zinier, but hopefully that gives you a little view into who I am and might provide some and why I might provide some interesting insights today. Today, we are going to dig into AI and automation. When I think about AI and automation, I think about freeing up time and resources to focus on the most important things, the things that are value added. This hits home with me personally as a parent. Just over a week ago, I welcomed my third child. Well, my wife did the hard work, but yeah, we welcomed our third child. And it's important for me to be able to find ways to be more efficient and productive so that I can get back to the most important things in life, which, it's for most people and myself as family. With 3 kids, I'm going to have to do more with the same amount of time. I don't have I don't have more resources than I did a couple weeks ago. And if I want to keep my sanity, I'm going to have to figure out how to be more efficient. So that brings me to thinking about what we're doing here today. And in business, we all have to do more with less resources in today's crazy world. AI and automation is the key to improving productivity, and the possibilities with software are truly limitless. The agenda for today is pretty straightforward. I'll be touching on some field service challenges, the evolution of field service, how AI and automation are optimizing field service operations, and finally, the AI opportunity. Why does it matter to you specifically? Let's start with the field service challenges. Many different trends are impacting today's field service landscape, shaping how field service organizations compete and serve the market. They touch both your customers, your competitors, and your workforce, impacting how the business needs to operate and stay competitive. We've seen a significant increase in customer expectations. They want more timely and personalized service, expect near-time, uptime performance. On top of that, their needs and expectations continually to change unpredictably. Think about it. The example of how the pandemic has kind of put us in a difficult position working from home. If the internet goes down, and it's funny, my internet actually went down 10 minutes before I hopped on here, so I was a little bit worried about things. But so say your internet goes off and it doesn't come back on, and you're pretty much paralyzed and you can't do your work. So say you call in to get service from your company, and you want the problem solved quickly, and you don't want to have to explain your problem multiple times to multiple people as you progress different levels of tech support. Once the problem is recognized and the technician is scheduled to come out to your home, we want to stay up to date when the technician will arrive. Let's be honest, we all just can't sit around all day waiting. We need to be productive. We need to be doing other things. And we need to have a realistic ETA. It's all very important. This should be easier for companies to do, and it is possible. We've also seen an explosion of data. Doesn't it just seem like everything is connected to the internet today? You have smart homes, smart fridges, smart cars, smart TVs, the list goes on and on. All of these IoT devices create an explosion of data for companies to use and learn from. And let's be honest, the information is pretty underutilized today. With the addition of 5G, all these connected devices will be able to process data much faster, giving companies better insights fast and much faster. And this will allow devices to be able to better predict and react to their environment. Think about smart cars, for example, and being able to track all the different items on a road very quickly and process all that data. And then field service workforce is going through a complete transformation. An entire generation of workers is nearing retirement age, leaving place for millennial workers that learn, work, and use technology very differently. The on-demand workforce model needs to be more agile, safe, productive, uh, and we probably heard that you've probably heard or felt that these are some issues that your organization is facing today. All right. Next slide. In order to meet these challenges, these ever-changing requirements, you need to continuously adapt as a company. Customers are pushing your organization to the limits. Quicker delivery while maintaining quality of services, do more with less, more agility in your business and operational model, more personalized approach to meet customers' needs and preferences. Fundamentally, these dynamics are pushing field service organizations to change and adapt. Does your software company or your partners help you adapt easily? So moving on, 40% of field technicians' day is wasted on non-value added activities. Imagine what can be accomplished if you can decrease this percentage as much as possible. But why is 40% wasted? You can see from this slide alone, there are many items that affect your field staff. Does your technician have the right parts? Will weather play a factor if your technician makes it to the job on time? What happens if a technician calls in sick? Does the technician have the right skills to do the job? Is your company meeting labor rules? Is the workload balance for the techs appropriate? Do I have the capacity to meet the demands? How does how does drive time and the route that the driver takes place impact their day? And finally, manual paperwork and processes combined with siloed data slows everything down. And it does not provide the adequate amount of information to make the right adjustments quickly. So let's take a specific look into how manual processes and siloed data solutions disrupt field service. As a result of manual processes, we are seeing different challenges and efficiencies across the field service value chain. From ticketing management to closeout packages, siloed data happens. And when you have applications that are not talking to each other or require manual or duplicate entries, it slows everything down. A few examples we've seen as the most common that companies are experiencing today: manual creation and updating of work orders, scheduling of tasks. Work is done manually by coordinators. It's not optimized and is based on incomplete information. Dispatching isn't responsive and it's based on unexpected events happen that might cause disruption to your pre-scheduled day. And then the static checklists and workflows create data errors and inconsistencies. Tedious inspection of closeout package where coordinators often juggle across a variety of channels can cause a lot of problems. I once tried to schedule 5 technicians, and I tried to optimize as much as possible. I took all the different criteria, where they were located, where they needed to go, skills levels, and how difficult it was to do that. I gained a tremendous level of appreciation for anyone that has to do that manual, but it also provided a fantastic reason why a schedule optimizer that can do it just like that, how well that works and actually gets it right and saves you so much efficiency and time. All right. So, so where does that leave you as a field service organization? Same problem, same ill-fated solutions. We have already touched on some business challenges that companies are facing, but let's also touch on kind of technology problems that many companies need to address. Typical big company legacy solutions they do offer a solution, but they're falling short. Where you need to be flexible and have the software fit your unique business needs. Our competitors in the market offer rigid solutions where you need to kind of fit in their box. Where you need agility to evolve with your needs, legacy solutions are slow and expensive to deploy and maintain. Where you need the best innovation to gain an edge and increase your productivity, legacy solutions typically lag behind in adopting cutting edge technology. Something that you might need in the software, let's say you have a feature that you need and you try to get your current provider to do that, you'd be lucky to get it on the 2 or 3 year roadmap. A lot of these challenges are not new, and they have always been on the top of mind for field service organizations. And over the past 30 years, there have been an evolution of field service technology to address these challenges. So there are a couple of distinct eras of field service technologies. The first one is the analog era, which was basically pen and paper. Despite being cost effective, it didn't solve inefficiencies, it created issues and create slow speeds delivery and did not help with process consistency. That led us to the homegrown era where companies started to build their own homegrown digital solutions. The biggest benefit was that the software was actually tailor made to fit how they ran their organizations, which is key because something that I've been kind of hitting on already. But the downside was that it was expensive to maintain, difficult to use in the field, and still did not help much with true optimization and efficiency. And this led us to kind of the field service management era where you had companies like TOA, which is now part of Oracle, Click Software, which is now part of Salesforce. They came onto the scene creating software with algorithms to optimize how you schedule your technicians. ServiceMax was also born to focus on how manage and how to service your assets. And we respect everything that these companies did for the industry, but they didn't necessarily think of your specific organization when doing so. They didn't put the customer first. Instead, it was they had you figuring out how you could adjust your processes to fit in the software. These solutions were still based on largely on business processes and technology architectures developed 30 plus years ago, creating a spaghetti soup of disparate systems and technologies that were never designed to work together. Key characteristics such as that, you have all these bolt-on solutions, companies that have purchased solutions that they didn't have in mind and then stick them together. These solutions aren't flexible enough to keep up with the amount of change going on in today's business environment, doesn't provide the needed operation visibility. They aren't easy to use typically and don't engage the user and aren't intuitive. They aren't built to work well with other applications and they're expensive, complex to own and maintain. But we are in the midst of the next massive paradigm shift. The next big movement in technology investment and advancement is AI and automation. That that is this technology should be used to address each specific business specific needs to gain the most productivity as possible, putting the power of technology into each customer's hands rather than the technology provider. We are going to focus on, there's 5 strong tailwinds that are reshaping field service operations, but we are going to focus on AI and automation for today's conversation, but other factors that are also playing a role in reshaping field service, including the wireless technology connecting every device, drones that can survey and execute service remotely, AR and VR virtual reality that enables real-time upskilling in the field, real-time intelligent and demand staffing. These are all new technologies that can help an organization take a massive leap forward in terms of productivity and efficiency. And it just goes back to really thinking about how we are now really entering a new era of field service automation, and you need a company that's moving along that path with you. As part of today's conversation, we're going to explore different forms of AI, and AI can take any form. Due to time, we're going to focus specifically on 3 main areas: real-time insights, actionable recommendations, and process automation. Real-time insights. The world changes super quickly. We've all seen this happen over the last year in an alarming way. If you don't have accurate and real-time data coming from the field, it makes it very difficult to make the appropriate decisions from the back office to adjust to the unpredictable events that take place every day. And it happens in your own life and in business. Are jobs taking longer than expected? Are your employees working in a safe capacity? Are your employees providing great customer service? Where is the technician within their current process? What are the tools, assets that are being used on the current job? Does that put future jobs at risk for being delayed or having to have a second trip because of low truck inventory? All that comes into play. So specifically, what can technology do to help provide real-time updates? It can provide operational dashboards that tie into the most important and specific information to your business. This will also help you monitor business processes that frequently change, track current performance of key metrics and KPIs, and to visually see the data change on a real-time basis. Management can have their own separate dashboard that's specific to their role. Present all specific KPIs in one convenient place, empower managers to make data-driven decisions, and leverage comprehensive BI functionality to slice and dice data. And again, the data will update on a real-time basis. And finally, the recommendation center. How nice would it be to be provided with recommendations to fix items proactively before they become big issues? This can all be configured to your needs, and you can use different options or have flexibility to choose to automatically accept recommendations or review them. This can dramatically improve office productivity very quickly. And we move on to actionable recommendations. This is where you can harness the power of AI and machine learning with the wealth of operational data that is available, and it will help you make more informed decisions faster. For example, you have a system of connected assets that require a certain amount of uptime. You have a regular service schedule for each asset, but perhaps one asset is starting to show faults. Actionable recommendations can help you with this type of situation. It can recognize the issue, deviate from the normal schedule, and recommend an action to the back office. The back office would be alerted to the issue and as a back office user, you can accept the recommendation, delay it, or you can have it automatically adjust schedules and get the appropriate resource to the asset and ensure downtime is avoided, keeping assets functioning at an optimal level, saving a lot of time, money, and resources. And having the right AI architecture will be a savior to help your organization adjust to changing market conditions. The only way to have actionable recommendations working well, you have to have the right architecture to make it happen. Just as every person has their own unique personality and traits, so does every organization. Because each organization is unique and operates in a different manner, it is important that the software and the architecture that it can adjust to your business processes, as opposed to forcing you to adjust your business process to your current software vendor. And this is where productized use cases come into play. And we're also going to kind of discuss generic and solution-based use cases as well. Let's dig deeper into how it all works, shall we? AI and automation architecture is the key to unlocking true efficiency and productivity. In order to maximize your teams and do more with less, it is imperative that you have a strong AI architecture at the center of your field service technology. Let's observe the key tenets of what an AI engine does. An AI engine will observe and capture user actions that are happening in real time. It will then analyze not only the real-time data, but also the historical. With all that in mind, the AI engine will be able to predict outcomes. Once that engine can start to predict it can recommend specific actions that users can be notified of and ultimately drive better business outcomes. Now that we understand AI is monitoring and analyzing events, the next logical step is to get even more efficiency. And with a specific type of architecture, event-driven architecture. So let's think about your own field service teams if you have one. When they complete a task, they usually have to move on to the next task or complete some type of closeout package or activity. Now imagine that with event-driven architecture, you can have a system that automatically responds and reacts to specific events that are important to your team. Automatically start the next activity, automatically report on the previous activity, perhaps recognize a delay in schedules and potentially adjust schedules automatically for you. Again, saving the day. Ultimately, the AI system will learn and get smarter over time. Think about kind of a real world example here. Think about your bank account. Most people have this feature that analyzes your purchases and tries to find outliers of activity to identify fraudulent transactions and automatically respond with a notification or automatically put a freeze on your account. Without any human interaction, the system has identified a problem, automatically instituted or recommended a potential solution, and the system also learns over time how to better catch the discrepancies based on your actions and what your buying habits are. Event-driven architecture also allows the use of micro applications as a plug and play services on a platform. This allows your organization to use specific applications that are relevant in a way that fits your business. It greatly enhances the flexibility of the software. One way to think about it would be Batman's utility belt. If there are any superhero fans out there, or perhaps even a police officer's belt. All of them are different items. All the items on the belt are different and they are designed for a specific purpose that can be interchanged very easily if necessary to meet specific needs. In regards to software, the possibilities with micro apps are really limitless. These are three categories of use cases that when we identify when talking about AI. The first is a generic use case. Essentially, these capabilities are widely available not only to consumer devices or widely available through models that can be applied in the day of a field service worker. Think about real-time weather data, picture quality detection, data that is readily available and not dependent on combining with a customer-specific field service data. The value of these use cases is still relatively high, but specifically generic use cases can fit the needs of most organizations. For example, a field service tech may capture inspection information in the form of pictures. A trained AI model may direct the technician to take another photo of higher quality or reject the photo as not valid due to mismatching subject matter, saving everyone more time and resources to have to redo something. Most importantly, the category of productized use cases, whereas best in breed solutions have delivered a library of AI models to train on customer data and fit common use cases. In our world of field service, predictive task duration, predictive requirements or tools or parts are common needs or possible use cases across industries and service applications. It should not require the level of effort, special technical expertise, or programming to put it to use easily. The model will need to be trained on customer data. For example, an IoT sensor or a manually inputted fault code may indicate the technician needs to bring a particular tool or part to successfully repair. This will differ from organization to organization, but it should not be a custom solution requiring long time to market, higher barrier to entry due to custom skill sets required, and thus a much higher cost to implement. Zinier today delivers a library of these models with more on the roadmap with the belief that this is required of the next generation of enterprise software. While generic models are available as add-ons to many solutions and expensive and long custom solutions are capable of being built on a one-off basis, Zinier believes that the delivery of productized AI to be the Goldilocks of the new standard. Not too simple, not too hard, but fast and cheap to deploy with lasting business value delivered. And when the world thinks of AI today, they usually think of solution-based solutions. This is often this very complex business problems unique to your specific business where the team works to build specific algorithms with a team of data scientists and machine learning tool sets trained on multiple sets of customer data in a non-normalized environment over a long period of time to develop a specific custom solution. Zinier can help in this environment as well. First, the flexible nature of our platform can integrate and capture a rich data set specific to the customer's organizational needs and business without development or code. For example, the development of forms to easily capture data or customer feedback from the field. It was built from a platform up to capture and normalize data in order to use its powerful AI engine to build specific customer AI models to solve complex business problems. Zinier doesn't require bolt-on AI or machine learning products or outside personnel to process the data or find solutions. Instead, customers can make use of our in-house tools, teams, and configure the solution to customize the AI to meet their specific unique needs. It's really a win-win situation. Here are a couple of additional examples of specific use cases for field service. OCR micro app can capture text from an image that a technician will upload and have it automatically fill out a form, increasing efficiency and reducing human error. Predict task compliance, easily predict whether a task that a technician submits meets requirements that a company sets. The AI can recommend the technician resubmits the task, and this can save a lot of time, significantly improve the quality of work and reporting, and then predict work order priority. Every organization has priority work that needs to be completed. Imagine being able to proactively predict and place work orders automatically. This will dramatically increase dispatcher efficiency and increase customer satisfaction. Process automation is one more form of AI. Process automation leverages robotic process automation, and workflow-driven architecture to automate manual processes. An easy practical example of process automation is when a technician has a certain task to complete and the workflow automate manual processes for the technician, such as sending out a closeout package automatically, sending out a customer experience survey, or perhaps an invoice with proof of service. Adapting this should be easy because change is a constant. Having a platform that is built on a low-code development will help your organization stay one step ahead of the competition and adapt to constant change that the world brings. Mark Anderson famously stated that software was eating the world almost 10 years ago. And while we've clearly seen that unfold, workflow is the latest buzzword in software. Others have made the comment that AI is now eating software, but enough of the buzzwords. What does workflow mean to the field service space? Entire businesses are being built on the provision of easy-to-use software workflows, which can be built, configured, rebuilt to capture both manual inputs and system integration steps to simplify the process and complete otherwise time-consuming business tasks. If you haven't been pitched workflows by someone like me, you soon will be, and shortly thereafter, if you don't have this capacity at your fingertips already, you soon will wish you had. Zinier was built in this new world of not only AI, but also of workflow-powered processes. Gone are the days of whiteboarding a process, drafting a specification of your technology partner to build, or hire someone to build, testing that build against the spec, only to wish that you would have written that spec completely different now that it's built. Here are the days of collectively dragging and dropping steps, both manual and system driven, into a format that you can not only visualize, but change on the fly without a complex coding required. Sprints are no longer days and weeks, but minutes and hours to refine the feedback from your business users into a new way of doing things. Automation is driven through the combination of integrations, workflows, and pages, putting the power of the platform at the forefront, but most importantly, the a platform with AI built in. This leads to implementing total solutions in weeks and new processes and refinements and workflows in days. Tools that today are still considered the domain of individuals with coding skills and specialized technology expertise are being replaced by tools that make changes more accessible to more of us, people like me that can understand simple things and drag and drop something very easily into the environment. As a workforce in general becomes more technologically proficient, solutions like Zinier continue to lower the barrier to entry and make real changes and thus value with more accessible to the user, making an enterprise solution as accessible as your mobile phone. That's what solutions like Zinier are making possible. Build your own view of the world or build your own view of your technicians to get the job done with less meaningless clicks or inputs. Why does all this matter? Although this sounds very exciting and intuitive, the lingering question remains the same. How does this specifically relate to your organization? What are the direct benefits of your organization directly and in the short term? The good news is that organizations that have embraced AI have seen impact both on their operational metrics and technology KPIs. We are confident in our ability to achieve tangible, lasting impact across your business. We do this by directly impacting your core operational metrics by leveraging Zinier's low-code field service AI-powered automation platform. You can achieve up to a 45% first-time fix time improvement, a 2 to 3 times gain in productivity and efficiency gains of your back office and field technicians, and a clear decrease in SLA breaches by completing site visits up to 40 times faster. All things considered, we are confident that we can deliver at least a 5 to 30% cost savings on operational expenditures and a 5 to 15% increase in additional revenue through upsell, cross-sell, customer retention. But this is all table stakes and aligned on industry benchmarks by McKinsey studies. However, at Zinier, we go above and beyond to drive more value for your organization, enabling a direct impact in time to value and total cost of ownership. By leveraging Zinier's low-code environment, rapid app development infrastructure, and pre-built solutions, you can decrease it by 40 to 55% the total time to value of deploying solutions. Our configurable and intuitive platform will also help minimize the total cost of ownership of such a solution by 25 to 50%. But don't take my word for it. McKinsey did a study that illustrates how valuable being productive and addressing your AI needs will be. Companies that are first movers have a significant advantage over average adapters. If you could lead the charge in producing results that we illustrated in the last couple slides, wouldn't you be the hero? Maybe a raise might be in order. Let's be honest. It's important to be as productive as possible, and if now isn't the right time to invest in technology, your competition is, so you cannot put things off for too long. Thank you very much for the time today, and we can open it up for some questions.
Awesome. Thank you, Mark. We'll go ahead and take some questions then. Just a reminder, please be sure to type your questions into the question box in your control panel. It does look like we have some questions in here already. So I'll throw them over to you, Mark. The first question, how widespread is the adoption of AI in field service?
Great question. So, as I kind of touched on earlier, kind of regarding the state of field service, we've really only kind of touched on the advancements of AI into field service, and it is really legitimately ready to explode. Think about the future application of drones, augmented reality. All these things are very beneficial to improving productivity, and we all have to do more with less. So I have read that, more than any other emergent technology, AI stands out as having a significant impact over 50% of service organizations within the next 24 months.
All right, thank you. Another question we have, do AI solutions replace human jobs?
That's pretty simple. No, AI does not replace human jobs, but it allows humans to do more of the value added tasks and increasing their efficiencies. And that's, I think, nobody likes or doing, nobody loves doing redundant tasks. Well, at least I don't think many do, but it really kind of unlocks the potential of each human employee.
All right, next question. How quickly can you implement an AI solution? Does it take a long time?
Yes, excellent question. Now, every situation is going to be a little bit different. As every organization is different and requires different use cases, ultimately the days of of implementations taking years should be over. If that's how long it's taking, you're going to be in trouble. You have to react much faster than that. When you have the right architecture in place to provide the best results, you're looking at months rather than years.
All right, um, another question. Can you share a real life use case of how AI can improve predictive maintenance?
Yeah, I think I touched on this a little bit earlier, but it's a great question. Now, one quick example is, an Internet of Things enabled asset in the field reporting an unusual or out of the norm activity reporting to the back office. This would trigger a non-routine appointment and potentially prevent a failure of that asset or piece of equipment, allowing your organization to keep its production up and avoiding any downtime for that specific asset.
All right, thank you. Um, and then another question. What does AI automation look like for field service scheduling?
Great question. I know we didn't touch too much on scheduling today, but I'm happy to answer that. It's one of the things that Zinier definitely solves. So when you think about field service scheduling with AI and automation is truly a wonderful asset. Every company has a certain amount of criteria that is very important, whether it's skills, distance traveled, experience, customer service levels, training, or any other data points that are important. Now imagine hundreds of thousands of technicians being automatically scheduled based on the most important criteria and being optimized. How much time would that save you? How inefficient how efficient would that be to how inefficient would it be to do that on your own? And what happens when an unexpected event happens? A priority call comes in and a technician is running way behind schedule. How does your schedule adjust? How does that affect your daily life as a business? Well, AI can really help you with all of that and make really your life much simpler.
All right. Thank you, Mark. Um, it looks like we've covered all of the questions. Mark, is there anything else you want to cover before we wrap up?
Oh, I have a feeling that people probably heard me talk a little bit too much. So I'm not gonna, give them a couple minutes of their time back, but we're pretty much right on time.
All right, great. Well, thank you so much, everyone. We appreciate you being here. Um, thank you again for joining us today, and we'll see you all next time.
Thank you, everyone. And my email address is, if you have any other specific questions, my email address is still on the screen. Feel
All
free to
right,
reach out. Thank you.
thank you. Bye, everyone.